All right, so today we're diving deep into internal channels,
Okay.
those rivers of energy flowing within us
Right.
that most people don't even know exist.
Yeah, and what's so fascinating is that they're not something that
Yeah.
you would find on a medical chart.
Right.
We're talking subtle energy, the
Right.
stuff that makes acupuncture and Reiki work,
Uh-huh.
but like on an even deeper level.
Exactly. And, I've been fascinated by this for a while.
Yeah.
And this transcript you sent over,
Yeah.
Archangel Raphael, no less,
Mm-hmm.
it's dense even for me.
Right.
So today's mission, make this ancient wisdom
Okay.
crystal clear and useful.
I love it.
Okay.
Archangel Raphael, he starts by saying,
Okay.
we need to think beyond our physical limitations.
Okay.
Our energetic body isn't confined by our skin. It extends outwards,
Okay.
connecting us to everything around us.
It's like an energy web.
Yeah, like an energy well.
Okay. I can kind of picture that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the practical takeaway here?
Okay, so
Why does this matter for, say, my everyday life?
imagine your energy channels like a network of rivers
Okay.
carrying vital life force to every cell in your body.
Uh-huh.
When these channels are flowing freely, you feel healthy,
Right.
vibrant,
Yeah.
full of vitality.
Okay.
But when they're blocked,
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Things start to go haywire.
exactly, you might feel sluggish, unmotivated, even physically ill.
Wow.
Archangel Raphael suggests that a lot of what we attribute to aging or
Oh.
just life happening
Right.
is actually a slow clogging of these internal channels.
Okay, that's kind of blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So it's not just about some abstract energy flow.
Right.
It directly affects our physical health and
Mhm.
well-being.
Precisely now, while there's an intricate network of these channels,
Okay.
Archangel Raphael keeps coming back to the central channel.
Okay.
This radiant column of light
Right.
running along the spine.
The pillar of light, as he calls it.
Yes.
I have to admit, the first few times I read that, I was picturing like a literal beam
Yeah.
shooting out of my back.
It's definitely evocative imagery,
Yeah.
but in essence, this central channel is our connection point to
Okay.
the divine, a conduit for spiritual energy to flow through us.
Okay, so less superhero laser beam,
Right.
more like a direct line to, well, everything.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
even goes as far to say that it's through this channel that the Holy Spirit works within us, guiding us towards our highest potential.
Wow, so we're talking next level connection here.
Mhm.
But hold on, if this channel is so important,
Yeah.
why haven't I heard about it before?
Archangel Raphael believes it's a form of knowledge that's been, let's say, deprioritized over time,
Okay,
modern society.
interesting.
He argues prioritizes logic and reason over intuition and inner experience.
So it's not that this knowledge is gone,
Right.
but we've kind of forgotten how to access it.
Precisely. And because of that,
Yeah,
we're missing out on a deeper understanding of ourselves and our potential.
yeah.
Imagine if empathy and compassion
Right.
were considered just as important as math and science in school.
The world would be a radically different place.
It would be a completely different world.
But I'm curious if this central channel is this energy superhighway.
Yeah.
What are the consequences of neglecting it?
Right.
I mean, what happens if we just ignore this whole internal landscape?
He suggests that blockages in the central channel
Yep.
can manifest as disharmony and conflict in our lives and not just on a personal level.
Okay, you're going to have to elaborate on that one.
Okay.
What do our internal channels have to do with the state of the world?
So he paints a picture of humanity as a collective, interconnected energy system.
Okay.
Each individual's internal state contributes to the whole.
Right.
If we're all walking around with clogged channels,
Yeah.
operating from a place of stress and negativity.
It's like we're all contributing to a collective energy drain, and that manifests as conflict,
Yeah.
environmental destruction, all the bad stuff.
Exactly. He argues that many global issues stem from a disconnect from love,
Wow.
compassion, and wisdom, qualities that flow freely when our central channel is clear.
Okay. That's both sobering and empowering at the same time.
It is.
Sobering because, wow, we have a lot of work to do.
We do.
But empowering because it means we have the power to change things.
Precisely, he stresses that the power to heal ourselves,
Yeah.
and by extension the world,
Yeah.
lies within each of us.
So it all comes back to personal responsibility.
Yes.
Can't just wait for someone else to fix things.
Right.
We have to do our own inner work.
Mm-hmm.
But where do we even begin?
Yeah.
This all sounds incredibly complex.
He suggests starting with awareness.
Okay.
Take a moment each day to simply sit quietly and bring your attention to the space within your body
Okay.
where you imagine this central channel to be.
So just bringing awareness to that space, even if I can't see it with my physical eyes,
Right.
can start to activate it.
Think of it like flexing a muscle.
Okay.
The more you use it, the
Yeah.
stronger it gets.
Yeah.
He then suggests visualizing this channel as a radiant column of light,
Okay.
extending from the base of your spine up through the crown of your head and beyond.
Okay, so we're talking about actively engaging our imaginations here.
Precisely. Visualization is a powerful tool
Yeah.
for accessing and directing our innate healing abilities.
Right.
Imagine with each inhale, you're drawing golden light down through the crown of your head, filling your central channel with this radiant energy. And with each exhale, release any tension or negativity.
So we're using our breath to literally cleanse and energize this channel.
Yes.
It's like an internal shower for our energy system.
Exactly. He even suggests that as this practice deepens,
Okay.
you might notice a change in your breath capacity,
Okay.
even your heart rate.
Okay, now that is something I have to experience to believe.
Right.
But I like where this is going.
Yeah.
So we've got awareness, visualization, breath work. It's like we're building a toolkit for working with this central channel.
Exactly.
What else does he recommend?
Well, Archangel Raphael stresses the importance of cleansing this channel.
Okay.
Much like we cleanse our physical bodies,
Right.
over time, he explains, our internal channels can become clogged with, let's call it, energetic debris.
Energetic debris.
Yeah.
That sounds heavy. What exactly is that, and how do we get rid of it?
Think of it as a buildup of negative thoughts,
Okay.
emotions, experiences we haven't fully processed, all that baggage we carry around.
Right.
He suggests that this can literally weigh us down,
Wow.
blocking the flow of energy and impacting our well-being.
Okay, I definitely have some of that energetic baggage lying around.
Right.
So how do we unpack it? What's the solution?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yes.
That sounds a bit unexpected. What does forgiving someone, or even myself, have to do with cleaning out my energy channels?
Archangel Raphael explains that holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges
Okay.
creates energetic blocks within us.
Okay.
When we forgive,
Yeah.
we release these negative emotions,
Right.
allowing energy to flow more freely.
So forgiveness isn't just about being nice.
Right.
It's about prioritizing our own well-being
Yes,
by releasing those stagnant energies.
I like it. And he reminds us that this is an ongoing process, just like
Yeah.
physical hygiene.
Right.
We don't just shower once and call it a lifetime.
Of course not.
Maintaining clear channels requires consistent effort.
Okay, so I'm starting to see how all of this ties together.
Yeah.
We have this incredible energy system within us.
Mm-hmm.
And by consciously choosing to work with it through practices like forgiveness,
Right.
meditation, visualization,
Mm-hmm.
we can enhance our overall well-being.
We can.
But it's not just about us.
All right. Right.
It impacts the world around us too.
Exactly. As we heal ourselves,
Yeah.
we contribute to the healing of the collective.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful ripple effect.
Okay. I'm feeling incredibly inspired right now.
Good.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
there's so much more to explore in Archangel Raphael's lecture.
There is.
In our next installment, we're going to delve into the other major players
Yes.
in this internal energy system,
Okay.
Ida and Pingala.
And trust me, understanding these two channels is crucial for grasping the full picture
Okay.
of how our energy system operates. They're not just sidekicks to the central channel.
Right.
They hold their own unique power and influence.
All right, now you've got me hooked.
Good.
Listeners, make sure you tune in for part 2 of this deep dive, where we unravel the mysteries of Ida and Pingala,
Yes.
those spiraling dancers of energy within us.
I love it.
So last time we were talking about this central channel, this pillar of light, and now I'm ready to get into these Ida and Pingala.
Okay.
What do
So
they
do.
What do they do?
Think of them as two energetic currents
Okay.
spiraling around that central channel, almost like,
Okay.
like DNA strands.
Right, like a double helix.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Ida, linked to the moon and the feminine, is all about coolness,
Okay.
calmness, receptivity.
I'm feeling calmer already just thinking about it.
Right.
What about Pingala?
Pingala is associated with the sun
Oh, okay.
and the masculine energy. It's about action, vitality, willpower, that get up and go energy.
So it's like the yin and yang of our
Yes.
internal energy system.
Exactly.
Two opposing forces working together to create balance.
Archangel Raphael says when Ida and Pingala are in harmony,
Okay.
our energy flows smoothly. We experience inner peace.
Yeah.
We make clear decisions
Mm-hmm.
and just generally feel balanced.
That sounds amazing, what happens when they're out of whack.
Yeah.
I can imagine that doesn't feel so great.
An imbalance can manifest in many ways.
Hey.
Say you're feeling constantly drained,
Right.
unmotivated,
Yeah.
maybe struggling with brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
That could suggest excess Ida,
Okay.
too much of the cooling receptive energy.
Okay. I've totally been there.
Right.
Too much Netflix, not enough sunshine.
Exactly.
Sounds familiar.
There you go.
So how do we dial back the Ida and get some of that Pingala fire going?
Yeah. Archangel Raphael suggests movement is key.
Okay.
Not just any movement, though.
Right.
Think invigorating activities that spark that inner fire.
Okay.
Things like brisk walks, dancing,
Mm-hmm.
even a challenging yoga class can help activate Pingala.
Right, because just collapsing on the couch is probably not going to cut it in those moments.
Probably not.
What about when Pingala's in overdrive?
Yeah.
I'm picturing anxiety, restlessness, that kind of energy.
You're spot on. When Pingala dominates,
Yeah.
we might feel anxious or have trouble sleeping or find it hard to focus.
Right.
In these situations, Archangel Raphael recommends calming practices that soothe the nervous system.
So we've got our Pingala boosting activities and our Ida soothing practices.
Yes,
Sounds like finding that sweet spot, that balance between the two is the key.
it is.
But how do we even know where to start?
Right. Well, Archangel Raphael offers a range of practices for working with Ida and Pingala. He's a big advocate for, you guessed it, meditation.
Of course. Yeah. It seems like meditation is the answer to everything these days.
Right.
But what kind of meditation specifically helps balance Ida and Pingala?
One technique he describes involves alternate nostril breathing,
Okay.
or Nadi Shodhana.
Yeah.
You literally close one nostril at a time as you breathe,
Right.
which he says helps to harmonize the flow of energy between Ida and Pingala.
I've actually tried that before.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly powerful.
It is.
What other tools do we have for finding that energetic equilibrium?
He reminds us that our external environment
Okay.
can influence our internal state.
Right.
Spending time in nature, for example, can work wonders for balancing Ida and Pingala.
Makes sense. A long walk in the woods always seems to soothe my mind
Yes.
and lift my spirits at the same time. Is there anything else we could do to support this balance?
He emphasizes the power of intention.
Oh, yeah.
Simply bringing awareness to these two energies.
Okay.
Observing how they show up in our lives can make a world of difference.
So it's about paying attention to those subtle cues from our bodies and minds.
Yes.
If we're feeling sluggish, maybe we need to incorporate more Pingala boosting activity.
Right? Yes.
If we're wired and stressed, it's time for some Ida soothing practices.
Exactly. He reminds us that we are not powerless bystanders,
Right.
but active participants in our own energy management.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're not just at the mercy of our energy.
Got it.
We have the power to influence it.
We do.
But there's another big energy concept that Archangel Raphael keeps mentioning.
Yes.
Kundalini.
Kundalini.
How does that fit into all of this?
So he describes Kundalini as this potent energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine, coiled like a serpent waiting to be awakened.
Okay.
And guess what? Ida and Pingala play a crucial role in that awakening.
Okay, now things are getting interesting. Tell me more about this Kundalini awakening.
He's very clear that trying to force a Kundalini awakening is like trying to jumpstart a car with a dead battery.
Yep.
It's not going to end well.
Yep.
He emphasizes that it's a natural process that unfolds in its own time.
So no shortcuts on the path to enlightenment.
Not if you want to avoid blowing a fuse.
Okay.
He suggests that a balanced and harmonious flow of energy through Ida and Pingala is essential for a safe and balanced Kundalini awakening. It's about creating a solid foundation so that when the Kundalini energy does begin to rise, it can flow freely and safely.
Okay, that makes sense. You wouldn't try to climb Mount Everest without proper training and preparation.
Right, you want to be prepared.
But what exactly happens when Kundalini awakens?
Yeah.
What does that even feel like?
He describes it as a profound spiritual transformation.
Okay.
An expansion of consciousness that can't really be put into words.
Okay.
Imagine feeling connected to everything and everyone.
Wow.
Experiencing a level of love and bliss that transcends anything you've ever known.
Okay.
It's like, well, imagine the most awe-inspiring sunrise you've ever seen.
Right.
Multiplied by 1,000.
Okay, that sounds incredible, but also kind of intense.
It can be.
Yeah.
But he emphasizes that it's also a natural human potential. We're all wired for this kind of awakening.
Okay.
And by working with our energy system, by finding balance between Ida and Pingala,
Right.
by cleansing our central channel, we're essentially preparing the ground for this incredible energy to blossom.
Wow. Okay, I'm feeling both inspired and a little intimidated.
Yeah,
There's a lot to take in.
it is.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, what other tools and techniques does Archangel Raphael suggest for working with our internal channels and preparing for this Kundalini awakening? Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
So we've been talking about this central channel, this Ida and Pingala, and even this Kundalini energy. It's a lot. But it sounds like Archangel Raphael has even more to tell us.
He does. He starts to connect these internal channels to something even more expansive.
Okay.
Our light body.
Light body.
Yeah. Okay, now we're really going beyond the physical here. What is a light body?
Okay.
And how does that relate to everything else we've been discussing?
Imagine it as a radiant energy field.
Okay.
A luminous blueprint that extends beyond your physical form.
Okay.
Think of those illustrations of saints with halos.
Right.
Archangel Raphael suggests that wasn't just artistic license.
You're saying those halos were representations of actual light bodies.
He seems to think so.
Wow.
He explains that as we awaken to our spiritual nature, our light bodies become more vibrant, more radiant.
Okay.
And the really fascinating part is,
What's that?
he believes we can consciously work with our light bodies through practices like those we've been discussing.
Okay, so meditation, visualization, all that good stuff.
Yes.
It's not just for inner peace.
Right.
It actually impacts this luminous energy field that surrounds us.
That's what he suggests.
Wow.
He describes a technique called tracing the meridians,
Okay.
where you use your fingertips to gently trace along the pathways of your internal channels.
So it's like giving yourself an energetic massage.
Exactly. He suggests it helps to release blockages and stimulate the flow of energy throughout the entire light body.
Right.
And get this.
What?
He believes, with practice, you can actually develop a sensitivity in your hands to sense these energy fields.
Like we could feel the energy flowing through our own meridians.
Yes.
And maybe even those of others.
Precisely.
Wow.
Now, if hands-on work isn't your thing,
Right.
he also talks about visualization as a powerful tool for working with the light body.
I'm all about visualization. How does that work on this level?
He guides us to visualize our light body as this radiant sphere of light, pulsating with energy.
Okay.
If we imagine areas of darkness or stagnation, we can direct golden light to those areas, restoring balance and vitality.
So it's about consciously directing energy to create the reality we desire, not just on physical level,
Right.
but on this luminous energetic level as well.
Exactly. Archangel Raphael emphasizes that we're not just passive bystanders in this energy game.
Right.
We are powerful creators.
That's incredible, but it also feels like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
If we're all influencing each other's energy fields,
Right.
we'd better make sure we're putting out good vibes.
That's where intention comes in.
Okay.
Archangel Raphael reminds us that we are all interconnected. Our energy is constantly interacting.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have a responsibility to be mindful of the energy we bring to each interaction.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's about being mindful, setting positive intentions,
Right.
and remembering that we're all in this energy dance together.
Yeah.
What else can we do to cultivate a strong and radiant light body?
He emphasizes the importance of connection.
Okay.
Connection to ourselves, to others,
Right.
and to something larger than ourselves.
Okay. That resonates.
Yeah.
When I think about times I've felt most connected
Yeah.
to nature, to loved ones, to my own creativity, those definitely felt like light body moments.
Right.
How can we cultivate that sense of connection more intentionally?
Archangel Raphael suggests practices like meditation and spending time in nature.
Right.
Can help us tune in to the subtle energy that flows through us and connects us to everything around us.
Okay.
He also emphasizes the power of gratitude, forgiveness, and compassion.
It's interesting, those qualities, gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, they're often seen as like nice things to do.
Right.
But he seems to be suggesting they're actually essential for our energetic well-being.
Exactly. When we embody those qualities, we raise our own vibration, which then has a ripple effect on the world around us.
So it all comes back to that idea of personal responsibility.
Yes.
But with this beautiful, expansive twist,
Right.
we're not just responsible for ourselves, but for the energy we contribute to the collective.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And remember, you don't have to be a saint or a guru to make a difference. Every act of kindness, every moment of genuine connection adds to the collective pool of positive energy.
I love that. It's not about being perfect.
It's not about perfection.
It's about showing up with an open heart and a willingness to be a force for good in the world.
Exactly. And as we continue to explore these practices to work with our internal channels and cultivate our light bodies,
Yes.
we naturally become beacons of love, compassion, and wisdom.
Okay, now that's a vision worth striving for.
Right.
This has been incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time to break down Archangel Raphael's lecture with me today.
Of course.
It's been my pleasure. And to all of you listening out there, keep exploring those internal channels and let your light shine bright.